A good day from wherever it is you're listening to the sound of my voice. This is Power Solutions, brought to you by Nigeria Info in partnership with energy investment company All On. Ably represented today as my co-host on the show by a good friend and amazing personality, talking about Jadesola Rawa. She's of the Policy and Partnership Associate of All On. For you, you know her too well. It's been a while, but hey, it's good to have you join us again today. How are you doing, my co-host?
Collins. I am well, thank you. And you're introducing me as your good friend. I need to take that to the bank and get some money for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Morning, Collins. How are you?
Great, fantastic. Usually we have our guests to join us virtually. And then I have you by my side here. We get to do this together. But today is the other way around.
Don't worry, you'll see me by your side soon. Yeah, very soon. Don't worry, I'll be back in the studio very, very soon.
Absolutely. I mean,
but yeah, today we're flipping the script.
Absolutely. So we have another guest. Do you want to do the honor?
Yes, please. We have our guest today. His name is Mr. Bankole Oloruntoba. And he's my Oga at the top. And he's the CEO of the Nigeria Climate Innovation Center, NCIC for short. Mr. Oloruntoba, it's a pleasure to have you in the studio again. I wanted to say to see you, but I mean, yeah, virtually.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Well, Power Solutions comes to you every weekday at this time, and we bring you at this time, this day every week. All right. So, guys, if you're joining us for the first time, you know you can be a part of the broadcast. If you're listening to us on Lagos, you can download our app. That way, you can listen to us on the app, on Nigerian 4FM app. You can even view us live. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. And today's conversation is themed Growing Early Stage Businesses in Renewables. Growing early stage businesses in renewables. And like you already heard, we have a good friend. It's not the first time he's been here. That's talking about Bankole Oloruntoba joining us today on the show. Let's hit the ground running. Jade's got the first question. So over to you, Jade.
Awesome. So yeah, let's hit the ground. Bankole.
Yes, Jade.
This has been, in Nigeria now, 2018 to be precise. Yep. Yeah, and so tell us, I mean, we know what you guys do, but just for, like Colin said, for the people that are listening for the first time or have no clue, tell us about the NCIC, tell us what you do, and tell us what your mandate is.
So thank you, Jade. It's been a while that I've been here. So the NCIC is a center that was set up to sort of, create a model where we can scale the green economy in Nigeria. So it's called the Nigeria Climate Innovation Center, and we've got quite a couple of others also in other countries. So you've got Ghana CIC, Kenyan CIC, and a few other ones. And we all run the same kind of model, which is to look for innovations and also look for knowledge within the green economy that can help to scale the possibilities. So when we see ventures like the ones we just graduated, about 20 of them, last week. Okay. When we see people who got fantastic ideas, who can also show how it works, which really either mitigating or at the same time, adapting to the different climate challenges that we face in Nigeria. So for us, our mandate actually is just to keep looking for all those different innovations and keep, creating opportunities, alongside the partnerships that we have with you at All On.
Great, fantastic. We know that a year ago, the NCIC had about 30 startups in its ecosystem. That's for sure. How many startups do you manage right now? And what are some of your programs?
Thank you very much for that. So with the new addition of 20, we have about 50 currently right now. 50 alumni under our belt, and it's growing. And so the 50 that we have under our belt now are strictly renewable energy focused businesses who have been sponsored by All On in the past 3 years. And so some of our other programs also is we have the Women in Green Economy, which is the G5 program, which is solely focused on women. So we have this, we have this thing we do at NCIC where we are deliberately focused on gender related issues. And so we've got a program directly focused on women, and we have that also for circular economy. So we're also looking at innovating businesses that are solving waste problems, circular economy problems, which waste we know cuts across every part of our lives. Right. So we've got that for agriculture also. We've got a program for smart agriculture, and we've got another program focused around water. So we've got a few other partnerships going around in those different areas, but we're still looking at how we can create a more dedicated program such as the one we have with Olon, who are focused on waste management, water, and also smart agriculture. And we're also open to helping you understand the market and also opening up as much knowledge as possible when it comes to market surveys, research, and feeling the pulse of where to go to within the growth of the Nigerian economy, green economy to be precise.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Oh, awesome. That takes us to our next question. What are some of the challenges that you would say, because you've talked about green economy, you've talked about your focus on gender. So what are some of the challenges that you would say that you face in Nigeria with trying to build the green economy, and how do you, I think it's two questions in one actually. So that's one question, and then the other is like, how do you manage the startups and help them grow their idea into viable businesses? So maybe just you can give us an example of someone that from inception, how they're doing now, and then some of the challenges as well that you face.
So some of the challenges we face usually are always sort of infrastructure related matters. So for instance, we know that many of these businesses are focused on solving climate change problems, right? And they've got a lot of beautiful ideas. So that issue, like I was discussing with Wisdom downstairs, I said, we need a space to create and also to fabricate prototypes. So the best way we can see how the guys work is when you tell me how beautiful your ideas is, I can see it, I can feel it, but I really can't touch it. So if there's a maker's sort of facility that helps to bring out some of these concepts into reality, that will work. And also the attention when it comes to the side of entrepreneurs. Now, we don't blame entrepreneurs because we know that they really need to make money. So we need to make sure that we give them something that is quick, that is lean, and that as well can help them understand what they are working at. So getting the attention and the focus of entrepreneurs also is another. So for us, we have a 6-month program that we take these entrepreneurs through when you come through our doors. So we first do an assessment of your product or your business, whichever is the focus of your incubation program, and then we begin to work back from what you have currently, to help you come up with something that is a lot more functional and also useful, within the economy. So you don't have a product that is so beautiful that nobody wants to buy. But for us, again, we keep sticking to that part of mid technology, adoption and mass market focus. Because again, is that you don't want to start doing things around, holograms and hydrogen, even though these are also beautiful technologies, right? But for the market currently, it is not needed. So we're looking for things that are a little bit down to earth, that we can really work with. And taking you through this 6 months, process, we've got quite a number of facilitators and people who will talk to you, mentors. You get to speak to a group of people and also facilitate partnerships, and also you learn how to pitch your businesses in front of different groups of people, but as well you learn to set up a structure for your business, which is the most critical. So for us, we see that for every time startups come through our doors, they are always focused with wanting to just achieve and raise money quick as possible. But we're also we also do our best to help them understand that traction leads to money. So first you need to have a functional product that people want, right? And then when you get that and then people are using it, then to be able to raise money, will not become a problem.
Well said indeed.
No, sir, Colin, sorry. I was just going to ask him, so does he have do you have any of the businesses that, you've grown in the past few years that, gone on to be viable?
So
be a proper business that you can share?
Yeah, one that I'm super proud of is the Power Stove Company. So OKSA runs this company called Power Stove, and it manufactures this clean cooking technology that every Nigerian can use. We use kerosene, whether you have gas in your house or not. People still have kerosene in one way or the other. Now, this guy has told us that, look, I can help you create this stove that uses waste, as briquettes for you to power, and it burns less and it burns longer, right? And at the same time, you can charge your phone. You can, you can watch a simple monitor on, like a TV monitor. You can charge your lamp and all those different things using that same cooking stove. So OK has gone ahead to raise, a couple of million of dollars, either as a grant and also as investment. And for us at NCIC, we are always trying to facilitate as much partnerships for him as possible. We have a few other ones also, like like Home Forth, like Echo Tutu. Echo Tutu is saying that, look, I want to help farmers minimize post-harvest losses by using solar to sort of to preserve their food, right, or their harvest, either at a simple cold chain. So he runs a cold chain hub and a series of them. And what he's doing now is that he's now adding Teke to it so that he can begin to have mobile cold chain rooms. So we've got a lot of, quite a number of those businesses. Like I said, 50 is a huge number. I mean, we just added 20 more, and they are fantastic businesses also.
All right. Talking about the 20 clean energy startups from over 400 applications received for this year's emerged finalists. We know of that. Now, tell us about the incubation program a bit more. I know you've touched on that a bit. And how did the center select participants for this program?
So, again, it was really overwhelming, right? When we got, just apart from the 400, I would say the 400 are the reasonable 400 that really fits what really wanted to see. I mean, there were quite a few other ones. Yeah, I mean reasonable because it fits the real green renewable purpose that we needed it for. We had a few ones who said they wanted to sell, they wanted to sell solar in the market. They wanted to, sell this or sell that. So we have a criteria, right? We have that basic criteria of what it fits to be an innovative driven enterprise. So for us, we know that there's a difference between SMEs and there are IDEs, right? So SMEs for us are sort of high transactional. You don't need to be as much, innovative in terms of your product or not, but you just know that there's a mass market that you can go through as quick as possible. While IDEs are sort of those crazy startups that might not have any seriousness in the first 1 or 2 years until they are able to hit the market at a quick space. So for us, we look at those IDEs, right, and try to look for how we can help them streamline their product from just a concept to something that is a lot more functional. So from that first criteria of whether you fit an IDE or not, for us is really very key. And so when you go through that, then there are series and different layers of selection which we will do in-house. We will do with external partners. We will also do with all-on partners and quite a couple of other partners, just for us to get those final selections. And also, we are very deliberate also about gender. So again, we don't want to misplace an innovation because it's not gender related. So we always have to, struggle between, do we rely strictly on gender or we look at what's really functional? But I really want to be grateful that some way, somehow, we've always found a way around it. And gender always takes a very good step around all the different things that we do. So those different layers of selection for us is really very key, and every year we keep getting better at it because all these businesses, the way they keep coming in are changing year after year, and so we need to start we keep buffering up our selection criteria and our selection team also, so that they can see not from just one lens, but they can see from a whole perspective of a market and the kind of green economy we want to grow in Nigeria.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that. So I'm just going to, off of what you've said, I'm also just going to ask this question. So you mentioned earlier that NTIC is also in operations in Ghana and Kenya, and then you also said that one of the criteria for your selection is not just like crazy ideas. How functional are these ideas? These are some of the selections. So what would you, first would be, do you see a common strain, right, running across these 3 countries, if you're privy to their affairs? Do you see a common strain with regards to the innovations that people are, bringing to the market? And would you say those innovations, would you say that for you, it's critical that they're able to address maybe third world country challenges type things, or would you say, it's more about, what's going to be the next big thing in Silicon Valley in a few years? So what's more important?
So for us in the climate technology, right, it's not about what's going to be the next best thing, right? Because we know that there's already a huge problem at hand already. So it's about solving what is existing. Yes. So it's about the functionality of this, of the product of what you have. So the NCIC, which is a sister organization also with GCIC and KCIC. So when you look at the 3 of us, right, we sort of have similarities when it comes to the kind of programs we run and the kinds of businesses that pass through us. So as you found renewable energy businesses who are trying to solve everyday problems in Nigeria, the same way you will find such kind of, businesses in Ghana and also in Kenya. Now, what might be different might be business model, because business model also affects the demography and the psychography of people that you deal with. So by demography means that all of us in Lagos are all in Lagos, but are we thinking all together as a Lagos person, as a group of people in Lagos? Now that is psychography. When you look through these different three economies, you will find out that there are some things that sort of attracts more than others. For us here, renewable energy is very key. Waste is also very key. When you go to Ghana, the same thing, and also agriculture is sort of very key for them. When you go to Kenya, waste management, clean cooking, renewable energy also is key for them. So for us as three countries, despite the fact that we run different system, when it comes to operations and management, we all have similarities when it comes to the kind of challenges and the solutions we find. So in Africa, I will say that the whole idea is not to keep looking at what is that next best thing, right? It's to look at what is functional, because that is where the mass market is. Again, I still remain on that my point of saying mid-technology adoption, mass market focus. So when you look around it, that's what you find. And we're really proud to say that every time we take on this line, we always find a way of solving everyday person's problem. So we don't want to be known for as much as we would like to do futuristic ideas, but we still really want to solve what is already happening.
Well said indeed. If you are just joining us, you're listening to Power Solutions, brought to you by Nigeria Info in partnership with All On. And today we're talking about growing early stage businesses in renewables. Our guest is the CEO of Nigeria Climate Innovation Center, that's NCIC. The next time you see the acronym, remember what it means. His name is Bankole Oloruntoba. And so far so good. I'm just here looking at, the way these individuals not just tell you about these things happening in the industry. You just want to get interested. You see, to know that there are individuals who are finding solutions. They're going all out to ensure that they can find solutions, and the best solutions to the biggest problems we face. And climate change, of course, is one of them. And this is really beautiful to know, Jade.
Absolutely, I agree with you. And I think we have an announcement. Is it time for our announcement yet?
Absolutely. It's time for the announcement. Perfect timing for that.
So I'm going to let you do the honors. Who's going to do the honors?
Jade. Anyways, it doesn't matter who does it. But yes, this announcement is coming, of course, at the Nigeria Climate Innovation Center. That's NCIC, with such CEOs with us in the studio. Sponsored by All On, ably represented by Jadesola right here. The hub,
I think it's All On Hub.
The All On Hub specifically announced on Monday.
At the top.
Absolutely announced. Let me take that again. Nigeria's Climate Innovation Centers, NCIC, sponsored by All On Hub, announced on Monday, the 27th of September, 2021, the 8 winners of this year's Incubation program to receive, wait for it, $10,000 grant. Each of them will receive $10,000 grant, and they are, we're going to mention their names shortly, but at least take a deep breath, at least celebrate this team of great minds. Let's celebrate them. Yeah, that's right. Fantastic. So we keep doing that as I mentioned the names, so that you know it's a big deal. First on the list, we do have Dalsmantech. Dalsmantech is on the list. The Zone Limited is also on the list. Absolutely. Sirius X Energy. Think Electric, also on the list. Vector Craft Enterprise, or Vector Energy, I beg your pardon, is on the list. Wakagen, Yowif, and Zimaj Craft Enterprise. Well, congratulations to these names just mentioned. And we hear that innovation ideas for this year's cohort include solar-powered cook stove, kiosks, cold storage facilities, e-mobility, energy efficiency technologies, biogas production, and systems built on IoT. That's the Internet of Things technology. Well, I must say congratulations to them again. And I mean, it's really beautiful to do this. Jade,
Absolutely, I agree. And I'm just curious about the names. The names, the names. I guess is what tech people do, right? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
the names.
Serious X Energy and this one. I'm like, I almost feel like I'm talking, watching like a Chinese type, But I guess like when you're able to innovate these things, your mind thinks differently. Because if it was me, I'd probably name it Jade and Daughters, Jade and Sons Enterprise.
Yeah,
But moving on, please, Bankole, tell us a little bit about this year's winners and tell us about what's unique, about what they're doing that, kind of like separated them from the crowd, because you said you had over 400 applications for this year. So tell us what has made these guys stand out.
So this year's application, right? Like I said, we kept looking for something that is not too grandeur out there, right? But it's something that is quick to market, right? And it's also market fit. So this year also, we wanted to see things that reflect with everyday people. So for instance, Dalsman Tech is Dalhatu from ABU Zaria.
Okay.
That is the guy that revolutionized Meshai business.
Wow.
Using solar. And that is super fantastic. I mean, it's
oh my gosh.
Yes, that's the guy.
Wow.
And then we have Vector Energy, who is Yetunde. And Yetunde also wants to help us deal in our carbon credits and all those different things. We have also Zimaj Craft, who is currently doing fantastic when it comes to creating, biocar or biochar or, biocharcoals or all those different things like briquettes and coal. Wow. And she's doing it very well, in Kwara State. So, I mean, like I said, the businesses we found this year are a lot more tangible than those we have found 2 years, 3 years ago. And that's because every year we keep seeing, stronger contenders every year. And so it's not left for us to really do something that is, hyper, or we do something that is, quick to market. Last year, we had a team that wanted to do hydrogen. Or I think 2 years ago, they really wanted to work on hydrogen. But you see, that wasn't the market ready for them. And they had to pivot, which was not their strength. But again, when you look at this year, everybody here wants to really solve a particular problem with what is happening around the area, like mobility, using Teke and using solar. Because again, cost of fuel is getting higher and higher by the day. If the subsidy is taking off, we don't know how much that, that cost is going to look like. The issue of gen is still a big problem for us in Nigeria. How do we solve it? And then you look at all those issues about cooking, right? Cooking is also a huge problem for us. Yeah. For as much as we need energy for more electrical stuff, we need energy also for daily consumption in terms of food. And how do we improve that? So we saw many of these businesses as businesses who were down to earth, again, let me use that word, and they are businesses who are quick to market and they're also market fit. So for us, that's the kind of uniqueness we've seen about this business.
Beautiful, awesome indeed. We understand that 3 out of the 8, winners for this year are female-owned businesses, and that's talking about Zimach Craft Enterprises, Your Wave, and Vector Energy, which you've also mentioned. But in 2020, you only had one that was female-owned business. I want to believe this was very deliberate.
Yes. So we had one, right? Again, remember when I said the story about not wanting to push an innovation away because it's not being led by by a woman and not fulfilling the gender side. So that was the dilemma we faced last year. But this year, these 3 ladies were like, they were no match for anyone to contend with. I mean, with the kind of things that they were doing, and when they showed us the prototypes and everything, we knew that they had something functional, to work with. Vector, like I said, has been doing energy advocacy for a long time. She has done a lot of programs around, connecting remote areas, around the southwest and also, some parts of Nigeria. And now she wants to help us all also deal out the different carbons that we have mitigated. So there's a market for carbon trading. So if you've been able to save if what you do is saving a certain number of carbon emission, you can trade that to a few companies who have cost as much pollution as possible. And then you have UWIF. UWIF is called Young Women in Farming, and what this lady is doing is that she's providing solar lamps for women farmers. Now, this might not sound like something fantastic to us in Lagos, but hey, you need to get out of Lagos and go to other parts of the country and see that there's a lot going on how you can help women achieve more. And UWIF is really is doing that. And then Zimaj's story is fantastic because she stumbled upon briquette making because of looking for a need, to improve things. From cooking and also access, to doing a new market. And so she stumbled upon this, the whole market, and she has been very good at it for the past 2 years. And so she's been part of our program now. And what her next focus is to start an all-women briquette production hub in Kwara State. Wow. And she wants to employ strictly women and would like to create like a dealership model for strictly women. So we like, when we look at the indirect impact that products like this are going to create, which is why we are very deliberate when it comes to women-related products. Yeah. They always find a way of creating a multiple X, indirect impact, on a larger scale.
Yeah,
wow.
Absolutely.
I
think that's why I would say that, Andrea, women, I would say this to Andrea, that's Teke, Collins' wife. I would say, women, we think about other people, but not just like men. Men is like, let's make the money and, let's make this money. But women, we think about the bigger picture. Awesome. So proud of these people. Collins, how much more time do we have? Do we have time to take a final question before we release Bankole?
Yes, a final question we do, but I'm happy that a man is leading an organization that thinks about women ahead of men. Just thinking aloud.
Should we now start?
Let's not start this.
Yes. No.
Collins, what are you doing here?
No, I thought that was really good.
I do not understand what Collins is saying here.
I'm just joking. I'm still loyal. I'm very loyal.
Oh yes. My!
I'm very loyal, Bankole. Very loyal. Okay, awesome. I mean, you said so many things, about what you guys are doing at NCIC, and I can tell you for sure that All On, as an organization, and specifically All On Hub, we're super proud to be a part of the NCIC story. So I think, based on because of the. One final question that I have, and this was also something that I thought about as because of the conversation, is do you follow up on the progress of the previous winners of the program? And if you do, what are some of the ways that helped to tell the stories? Because you're saying some of these things now, and because I work at All On, yes, I do know, but how do we make these people become household names? They're solving everyday problems, So how do you follow up on their successes and their stories, and how do we even make this bigger?
So
30 seconds.
All right. So we've got an M&E unit, which is the monitoring and evaluation unit, and we always keep every group in a WhatsApp, and we know what everybody's doing at every given time. We do a lot of linkages, and that is when people call us for for ideas on something, we direct them to the businesses who are doing it. When people ask us for a vendor to do a particular thing, and we know there's a business under us, we take that first step by calling the businesses with us first. And also we do a lot of referrals also when it comes to support and granting. So,
all right, quickly, we have to go right now, talking about that businesses in renewable energy who are inspired by what you've done here and said right here. How can they access support from NCIC?
So first of all, go to our website www.nigeriacic.org, and also go to different of our social media platform. You see Nigeria CIC. You can send us an email also at info@nigeriacic.org. Or your number. There you have it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. We have to run. Our time is fast spent. Jade, thanks for doing this with you. It's a pleasure. And many thanks to our guest today, Bankole Oloruntoba, the CEO of Nigeria Climate Innovation Center. Yep. That's it for Power Solutions. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. We're running away. Jade, bye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.